Dear students, today I am taking up chapter 16, the Shun Hook. The termination Shun is variously spelled as TION, CIAN, SSION, etc. So all these sounds may be represented in short form. In case of curved stroke, the sound of Shun is represented by attaching a large hook finally inside the curve. For example, fashion. F, a large hook finally inside a curve adds the sound of shun. Fashion, nation, motion, etc. You can add a circle inside that shun. This is fashion, fashions. You add a small circle. The sound of S is added. Nation, nations. Motion, motions. In case of straight strokes, if there is initial attachment like aruk, yellow circle, swa circle, stilo, etc., the sound of shan is represented by writing a large hook finally opposite to the initial attachments. Now we have to write the outline for section. Sec. Here the initial attachment circle upward. You write a large hook finally downwards that adds the sound of shun. Section. Oppression. O P P R E S S I O N. Appre. Here the initial attachment is aruk. It is at the left hand side. You write the shun hook finally a large hook that adds the sound of shun. Oppression. Station. Circus T. Here the initial attachment circle is at the right hand side. The right direction of at the left hand side. A large hook represents the sound of shun. For this also we can add the circle. Section, sections. Station, stations, etc. Next. If there is no initial attachment for the straight stroke, how we represent the shun is we take the vowel into consideration. For example, passion, pa. Here there is no attachment. So here we take the vowel into consideration. The vowel is at the right hand side. So you write the shun hook opposite to the vowel. Action, A C T I O N. Vowel is upward. You write the Shun Hook downward, large hook. Occasion. K. Here there are two vowels. The last third vowel is A. It is downward. So you write the Shun Hook upward. So in this way, for straight stroke without initial attachment, the Shun Hook is written opposite to the last third vowel. After FK and FG, the Shun Hook is written with the right motion, because after FK, if you write Shun Hook like this, it becomes a curved stroke. To maintain the straightness of stroke K and G, after FK and FG, the Shun Hook is written with the right motion. Example, affection, avocation, etc. In the same way, after LK and LG, the Shun Hook is written with the left motion. Here also after LK, if you write Shun Hook like this, it becomes a curved one. To maintain the straightness of stroke K and G, after LK and LG, the Shun Hook is written with the left motion. Example, location, legation, etc. After the strokes T, D, and J, the Shun Hook is always written at the right hand side when there is no initial hook. For example, notation. Here, even though vowel is at the right hand side, Shun Hook is written at the right side itself, not opposite to the vowel. In case of T, D, and J, when there is no initial attachment, this rule applies. After T, D, and J, the Shun Hook is always written at the right hand side. Notation, gradation, logician, magician, etc. After circle S, if the sound of Shun comes, it is represented by attaching a small hook opposite to circle S. For example, decision, D, circle. Here circle is there. After circle, Shun Hook is there. You write a small hook opposite to circle. That adds the sound of Shun. Between S and Shun, if a vowel comes, you need not write that A vowel. If if a vowel other than A intervenes, then that should be marked opposite to the hook. For example, possession, position. Possession, between S and Shan, A vowel here. So here you need not mark that A vowel. But in case of position, between S and Shan there is E vowel. That should be marked opposite to the hook. So if there is a vowel opposite to the hook, it means that between S and Shan there is E vowel. When there is no vowel, it means that between S and Shun there is a vowel. After NS circle, if the sound of Shun comes here also, a small hook is written opposite to NS circle that adds the sound of Shun. For example, dispense. Now we have to write dispensation. After NS, Shun hook is there. So you write a small hook opposite to that NS circle. If a circle comes, then you can add the small circle. Position, positions. Disposition, dispositions, etc. Wherever possible, we can use the Shun hook medially also. For example, addition, additional, action, actionable, devotion, devotional, position, positional, transition, transitional, etc. Some words end with UATION or UITION. For example, situation. The word ending with shun, before shun, U and A vowel is there. So when there is a triphone before shun, Shun hook is not employed. We represent the sound of shun by writing ish and n hook. For example, station, situation. Station, it is only shun. You can use the hook. But situation, before shun, U and A, triphone is there. So the sound of shun is represented by ish and n hook, so that you can distinguish between the word station and situation. In the same way, extension, extenuation. Extension, you can write Shun. There is no triphone before Shun. But in case of extenuation, extend, before Shun, U and A, triphone is there. We represent the sound of Shun by writing ish and n, so that you can distinguish between the words extension and extenuation. But in few words, this rule is not applied, as in the case of perpetuation. Now, P-R-E-P-T, perpet. Now, shun, before shun there is triphone. So, if you write ish and n, what happens? It becomes a lengthy outline. To avoid a lengthy outline, even though there is a triphone before the shun hook, we use the hook itself. So, perpetuation is written like this. We use the shun hook itself. We do not use ish and n hook to represent the sound of shun. Now, the grammalogs in this chapter. Circles B V hook on the line. It represents subjective. Circles B Shun Hook represents subjection. Circles A above the line represents signification. N Shun Hook above the line represents information. Circle T circle Shun Hook on the line represents satisfaction. J right side circle and opposite to that small hook, it represents justification. Generalization, you see, it comes from left side circle and then opposite to right, you have to write the small hook. So this is justification, this is generalization. Now you open page 73 in the textbook, exercise 59. Read the shorthand outlines, copy the shorthand outlines, transcribe the shorthand outlines. You check up with the key that is given at the end. If you have made any mistakes, please write those outlines several times so that you will not repeat that. Next, exercise 60. You open the key, you read the shorthand outlines, copy the shorthand outlines, and transcribe it, and check up with the key in exercise 60 at page 73. If you have made any mistakes, you write the outline several times so that you will not repeat that. Now, exercise 61 at page 75. Here also, you read the shorthand outlines, copy the shorthand outlines, and transcribe it. Check up with the key, and if you have made any mistake, you write those outlines several times so that you will not repeat that mistake again. Next, exercise 62. Open the key. There you will find shorthand outlines. You read those shorthand outlines, copy those shorthand outlines, and transcribe it. And check up with the exercise 62 given at page 75. If you have made any mistakes, write those outlines several times so that you will not repeat that mistake. Now I will give the dictation. Exercise number 63. All of you get ready. Start. In 1858 was set up a royal commission on popular education in all the nation. The commissioners at their discretion were to arrange examinations to obtain information from every direction to the exclusion of none, to call upon physicians, musicians, and educationalists of every class, to take depositions when necessary, and briefly to review the general situation so as to secure satisfaction beyond all mere generalization, and show if there had been progression or retrogression. The commissioner's work was sensational in the facts brought out. There was ample justification for the commission, and the adoption of the commissioner's advice was followed by an alteration in the general scheme of national education. Now, exercise 64. I'll give the dictation. Please get ready. Start. Lord Macaulay was blessed with the possession of rare powers of memory. His accumulation of facts was immense. He was almost in a state of subjection to his memory, and a subjective examination of the information in his possession at any time would have been a revelation even to himself. The retention and repetition of figures, the manipulation of facts in discussion, the selection and citation of authorities caused him no hesitation. He was to have been a barrister, but the legal profession had no fascination for him. Macaulay took a share in the promotion of education, but his reputation rests mainly on his famous essays. His criticisms brought him into opposition with several fashionable authors, and his expositions occasionally produced bitterness in opposite factions.